What's up, everybody out there? Today we have a cosplay. Yes! So no Iron Man, no Stormtrooper today. And that's what we've been kind of working on for the last, I don't know how long. Iron Man's done, and I'll be taking that out. I was going to do the full last video on it, but I think what I want to do is get some of that live footage this weekend of me out in the Iron Man suit, and then we'll do like a compilation video of the last video plus, you know, all the stuff from the Iron Man gig, the meet and greet that I'm going to be doing this weekend, because this weekend is the Endgame. So pumped. I am so jacked up about this movie. It's not even funny. If you guys want me to do like a review or something on it, let me know. This ain't a review channel or anything, but I was so excited about Infinity War. I could have went on for hours. I could do a live thing. If you guys want to talk about it, we could get on. We could go live. We'll be doing the giveaway Sunday on a live stream. Every Sunday at 4 o'clock, we'll be doing a live stream right here, so you guys can ask anything. We can go over anything. Whatever you guys want to do, we can do it. I'll have certain things planned, but if we want to scrap what I have planned, we can move on and do something completely different. It's completely up to you guys, but make sure that you're right here, 4 o'clock on Sunday, and we'll be doing the giveaway for the Endgame Deadpool. The in-game Deadpool. We'll announce a winner. And I apologize for anybody who has left a comment after I closed it like a week ago or something like that. But all the spoilers were coming out. Now they have spoiler reviews and non-spoiler reviews and stuff today. So I can't accept anybody else because I don't know, I don't know if you've seen something or not. We gotta be fair to everybody, So in the spirit of Endgame, I decided to try to get this one thing done before Endgame came out, and I want to go to this Iron Man meet and greet thing with my Iron Man suit, and I want to allow the kids that want to come take a picture with Iron Man something special that they can hold. They can pretend to be one of the characters as well. And so a few weeks back, I sparked the idea that I wanted to do a bigger StormBreaker. Now, you guys remember this a while back. I built this StormBreaker. You can put a battery on it, and it lights up and stuff. And I still have this file, and I thought about just making this bigger, straightening this out, doing whatever I wanted to do to just make it bigger so the kids have something about their size to play around with. Because when I built this StormBreaker, it was right before Infinity War came out. Right before. And that's what's so ironic about this video, to be honest with you. But it was right before Infinity War came out. And this was kind of the only cool model that was on Thingiverse. So before I went and made this gigantic or anything, because this is 100%, before I went and made this gigantic and redid this exact model, I decided to go on Thingiverse and see if they had a better StormBreaker. And they did. So the link will be in the description if you guys want to make this particular StormBreaker that I'm about to show you. And this is printed at 100%. It takes almost 2 spools of filament. And I made it in a few different types of filaments. So typically people want to know what types of filament. I did a gold PLA, basic Amazon PLA, and then I did a bright yellow Sunlu cornstarch. You can see, I'll leave a link in the description to the build part of the video, and I name the different types of PLA that I use because the handle is made out of all of my scrap PLAs. So I can't tell you just like 1 or 2 specific PLAs. There's a ton of different plastics in this, so because I wanted to use up all of my scrap. So without further ado, here we are with the full-sized 100% StormBreaker.
The King's weapon. They have a name. StormBreaker. That's a bit much.
Now this does have the curved in. Now here's an argument that I've been having. When he throws it, and you see it chopping through people, it looks curved. And that might just be because it's spinning. When it's on the ground, it looks straight, and then there's another part where he's holding it and it looks curved. So I think they use several different props, and I think one or two of them are curved like this. But I think the main prop might be straight. But this thing is fantastic. I don't know if it's all in frame because I don't have myself, I can't see myself in the deal. But it's fantastic. It's just a fantastic piece. It's huge. It's very detailed. I made the assembly video, and I was going to make the rest of the video, like the post-production part of the video, and I do have some video that I can show you guys. I did this way different than I do anything, because this is basically, I made this out of scraps. So I used scrap paint and scrap PLA and stuff like that in order to make this. I just wanted to use what I had left over before the Endgame came out, and it was a very frustrating build, so I didn't do the actual post-production stuff. I painted this part up here, this black acrylic stuff that's real thick, and I really loved it, sanded down really good. But then it wouldn't dry. So everything that I sprayed over the top of it, or anytime I tried to use anything else to smooth down an area or something like that, or deep clean it or anything like that, it messed everything completely up. So I ended up having to go in with a Dremel and basically getting as much off as I possibly could, going in and spraying some primer on it, and then sanding the primer down, and then, you know, I spent so much time on this up here. And then this down here, whenever I assembled it, I didn't want anything around, it's several different pieces, and I didn't want anything, I didn't want to have to mess with the handle too much. So I put the glue more towards the inside, and I tried not to get it around towards the outside. But here's the thing. A circular piece like this, and I wasn't even thinking about it whenever I put it together, if you only glue the inside, then the outside still kind of moves, you know, because PLA is flexible. And so I constantly had to deal with these cracks and stuff in it, and I think I still have one like right here that I have to go in and fix. So it was a little bit frustrating. But the red that I sprayed on here initially, the leftover spray paint that I sprayed on here initially did actually do a really good job, and it shows through. There's so much more detail that you can see, and I think that if I would have actually used a primer filler, you wouldn't be able to see this much detail in the handle, because there's a lot of extra, let me show you this, like all these little grooves and bumps and stuff all down here. I think had I used a filler primer, I didn't want to risk smoothing a lot of that stuff out, and then down here on the end. So I think that red did a fantastic job. It's just a regular red paint, and you can do that. You don't have to use a primer filler all the time. You can just, if you have some spare paint around, you can just load it on thick, sand it down, load it on thick. It's just a ton more sanding, so sometimes it sucks. Filler primer just kind of takes production down. Now I will say, whenever you're building cosplay props and stuff, that's what I would recommend, especially on 3D prints. Take the 3D print, put it together, filler primer, and then sand the filler primer down a little bit, and then start your final coat. It's just, it moves so much quicker. If you do the process that I did with this and you use regular paints, you have to sand so much more. If you accidentally use the wrong type of paint, and it won't dry right, and it makes the spidering effect and stuff happen, then you're going to get real frustrated real quick. But I'm really happy with the final product. The way that I did the wood here, it was a completely different technique. This top part here had to be added on later. So this had to be done, this had to be done, and this had to be done. And then you put them together, and then you work on, you know, the midsection. And so I thought that was going to be a little bit tough, because once you paint this and this, you don't want to Bondo, because Bondo and paint doesn't mix together very well and causes all sorts of problems. But I used some acrylic. You can see the different colors and stuff all in here. I sprayed this a real dark brown, sprayed the whole thing dark brown, this dark brown, and then I took a few different types of just a regular brown gloss acrylic paint, a lighter tannish acrylic paint, and then a reddish brown acrylic paint. And I used one of those gloves. You know, it's a, that's why my hands, you can still see the paint all in my hands and stuff. Those winter gloves that are crap. They're just like thin gloves. I used those, and I just took my hand and dipped it in it, just kind of twisted it around until my hand was covered, and then I just went all down it, you know, like all down this thing. And then after I got done, I took a regular rag and stuff and just kind of went around here and wiped it all. And I got all these great wood marks and stuff all in it, and made all this multi-toned wood color, wood grain looking. It looks really badass. I love it. It turned out a lot better than I thought it would. And I didn't film that part because I didn't know if it was going to work. I broke the brown, the spray paint that I sprayed all this dark brown with, I broke the head off of it, and it was pretty bad. It wouldn't work anymore. So I knew I wasn't going to be able to get this up here with that original brown, so I needed to get a color in here that I could mask up here and use instead. And so it was just kind of like I did all this stuff up here, and then I started kind of like fading it out down this way and everything. I really didn't know if it was going to work. I thought I was going to have to sand it all off and re-spray paint it, but I didn't. And it looks great. It looks great. I think with enough time, this is how big it is. If you guys can see, so it's about the original size. I think with enough time, I could really go in here and make this a very, very good piece and flawless, and it would be really easy to do. And I think that my mistakes of using that paint, that was really frustrating, and having to go in and do all this extra stuff, kind of detoured me from wanting to work on it more. So I kind of like tried to throw it together as much as I could to get it done before Endgame, but I think it turned out a lot better than I thought it was going to. And I really, once Endgame's over and everybody's watched the movie and stuff like that, I think I'm going to take this back apart, and well, I may not take it apart. I may just go through and start touching a lot of stuff up, because there's a few things that I really want to do to this, like there's a lot of models that you see where this part and this part and this part and this part are darker, and then this has got a real nice shine on it up here. I was going to take the time to do that, but being that the end game is this weekend, I've got to get a few touch-ups left on the Iron Man suit and do a few other things. Just kind of got it to where it looks really good, to where the kids will be proud to stand here with StormBreaker. So I'll be standing there like, with the Iron Man, and kids will be like, yeah, StormBreaker. My son freaking loves this thing. Anyways, that's it. Been telling you guys I wanted to do another cosplay Thursday. It's not Thursday, and we'll probably never do a cosplay Thursday again, but we'll probably, once the Stormtrooper suit's done, we're going to pick a completely different day and do another cosplay, like Cosplay Friday, Cosplay Saturday, and then we'll be doing live Sundays. So make sure you're here Sunday at 4 o'clock. We'll be live, and you guys can ask anything you want about anything, any techniques that I use, anything that I've done in videos. And we'll be announcing the winner to the Endgame Deadpool. So, exciting. Exciting. This week is just amazing. This week is amazing. Endgame! I wish I could do special effects and just shoot lightning off of this. Anyways, my name is Bryce Michael RC. Thank you guys for checking out my video. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification button. You can join me on Patreon. You can go follow me on Instagram if you guys want to. You can find me on Facebook. All the links are in the description. We'll see you guys later. Be here Sunday, 4 o'clock. Bye.